I also, I remember one of your tools is about if it's true, it feels lighter, and if it's a lie, it feels heavier.
Yes.
What about the times when you're not getting anything? It's like a confused energy.
Yes. When it's a confused energy, what you want to do is you want to, so given that people have not had access to the clearing statement that, you know, we've spoken about, and if they, by the way, if people want to get more info on the clearing statement, there's a website called theclearingstatement.com where I explain it. It's about a 20-minute explanation and give some examples of how to use it. But I want them to have that info so that they can explore it on their own. But if you don't have, see, what I would do is, if I'm getting confused, what I would do is I would go, okay, so everything that creates that confusion, I now destroy and uncreate it. And then I would run the clearing statement. And usually what happens is it starts to go away within about 3 times. And then you go, oh wow, I'm not as confused as I thought I was. How interesting. But in order, so that's one tool or one way of going about it, probably the easiest and fastest way. But if you don't have access to this clearing statement, then we need to go to some other stuff. Okay, and what you want to recognize is anytime you're confused, you're lacking information. So you want to ask yourself, what information am I lacking here? Or what information have I bought as true that isn't? Because what happens is, you know, like you said, what's true makes you lighter, a lie makes you heavier. And so you're looking at this going, okay, do I move here or do I not move here, as an example? And it's like, total confusion. Well, if you can get to the place where you go, okay, so what information am I lacking and what information have I bought as true and real that isn't? And what you'll start to realize is you're not, it would be so interesting, it would be such an interesting world if we were alone here, if we weren't picking up on everybody else's thoughts, feelings, emotions, but we're like a big psychic radio receiver. And so we're picking up, you walk into a room, I mean, have you ever walked into a room where somebody was sad and as soon as you opened the door, you were hit with this wall of sadness? Or you are going to see a friend who's sad and as soon as you make contact with them, you know, text or phone, you're like, why am I so sad? What's going on? Well, it's not yours, but we're that aware. And so in the case of, you know, for example, like moving or doing something different and you don't have a sense of lightness, part of that is because you're also aware of everybody else's points of view about it. It's not their awareness, it's their point of view. And people project their point of view really dynamically. And they're like, you should do this, and you should do this, and this is right, and this is wrong. And it's like, because it's all in your head, and it's all these energies in your head. Once again, what do you do about it? What information am I lacking? What information have I bought as true that isn't? And you just ask yourself that. And then you want to go, okay, so everybody else's projections, expectations, judgments, and points of view about this, I now destroy and uncreate it and return it to sender with consciousness attached. And that usually helps because it gets everybody else's stuff out of your head. But then the other thing is we have this tool, as I'm sure you know, a way of undoing all the monkey mind of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, which is, who does this belong to? And what you want to do is, for every thought, feeling, and emotion, judgment, heaviness, energy, you go, who does this belong to? If it lightens up at all, it's not yours. You just return it to whoever it came from. You don't even have to know who they are. And this is really interesting because, with a lot of the people that I've worked with, myself included, it's like I'll have a great day and I'll be driving down the road and all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I feel sad. I'm like, wait a minute.